It comes up in every conversation that I have with my customers. So they're very excited about it. They're excited that we can control that in-house, like I was saying before. So we have 100% control underneath SteelBlue to provide that product to them on time, in full, and now they'll have the best RV door in the market. So they're excited.
Hi everyone, I'm joined with the SteelBlue gang today. Brett Barber, Bray Allen, Brad Astolis, Craig Eisenbrandt, and Tony Domicolo. And we are excited to be launching a new product. I'm going to pass it over to Bray Allen to share more about it.
Thank you. So first of all, thanks to all the guys that are participating today. Actually, I appreciate you putting this together, giving us an opportunity to roll out and launch a new product. We're super excited about it, super stoked. Definitely think it's going to fill a void that we have in the market today, that we've taken a lot of time and effort, blood, sweat, and tears to put this product out there. And so I'm excited to see it actually hit the marketplace. So today we're going to talk about our 1270 series door, which is essentially an internal nomenclature. For those that are listening to the podcast, it's our boat and RV door. So you're going to see this coming into the market near you, right? We all want toys, and so there's got to be a place to store them. And so SteelBlue wants to provide an opportunity to keep those valuables secure and protected. And so we've worked months and months and on in and taken years of industry knowledge with the help of engineer Brad Astolis and the sales team that's represented here. And we're going to, no pun intended, we're going to roll out the best roll-up door and boat and RV storage that's out there. And so I'm excited to see where it goes.
That's super exciting. So what made SteelBlue have this door over any other door that we're launching next?
So I'm gonna defer that to Brett, get him to engage in that and tell us a little bit about the market aspect of it.
Yeah, so essentially, Ashley, good morning, everybody. This is just another part of our evolution, one of our core values in bringing new products to the market, and another step in us providing a vertically integrated solution to our customer base. As the demand for boat and RV storage continues to increase, we obviously noticed that from the start of our inception, but it took us a while, and through all the blood, sweat, and tears that Bray mentioned, we want to make sure that we're putting the right door in the market, a better door in the market. And again, this is just a next step for us to be able to support the needs of the customer, to bid an entire facility from top to bottom and know that all those products are coming from SteelBlue as a one-stop solution.
Wasn't it really Craig that pushed you all to do this?
Yeah, I'll jump in there for sure. So I think what it allows us to do is we have a lot of customers that go out and chase projects that are just storage facilities. They're actually boat and RV storage facilities in Idaho, California, Washington, Texas. And if you're close to a waterway, they build a boat and RV to go along with it. Up to this point, we haven't been able to provide an in-house product. So we've had to source boat and RV doors from other companies. This brings it under our umbrella to where we can control the product in shipping and pricing and allow our customers to be more competitive. Quite frankly, we've lost the opportunity to bid projects by not having this product in-house. So this allows us to service our customers and provide a full service product, full turnkey, whether it's multi-story storage or boat and RV as well.
I've seen just here in Texas 3 boat and RV storage facilities going up, and every time I see it, I want to send a picture to you guys. So I think it's definitely booming right now.
Maybe the next one will have SteelBlue doors on it.
That's the hope, right?
That's the goal.
That's right.
Drive it.
So what are some of the key features that this door is going to have?
So I want to ask Brad to talk about one. So Ashley, as a marketing person, you'll have to appreciate this one. So Brad, I want you to talk a little bit about your thought process behind the head stops that we use. You can explain that, and so I know it'll make Ashley smile.
Yeah, we want to incorporate the brand logo into as many parts as we could on the door. So our head stops will have the brand logo kind of laser cut in them as well. So it looks cool you guys will see that on the display door for Vegas coming up.
So. I love that.
Yeah, randomly one day he was like, "Hey, what do you think about this?" And I think everybody in SteelBlue was like, holy smokes, it's beautiful, right? So it's like a newborn baby, right? We were all happy-go-lucky. So he did a really good job with that. But not only that, Brad's put in countless hours in the development of all the parts and pieces and components. Our guide system that we use, it's about as universal as you could get, whether it's mounting to steel or masonry, even a pole barn application that's applicable to that, as well as all the engineering data for the loads for the brackets that we use, right? We didn't cheapen anything. We use high quality components throughout. We've partnered with a couple of trusted names in the industry to help us with a few of those components that are off the shelf, knowing that the quality and things associated with those brands, component brands, are helping us immensely. So he did a really good job of putting it together really quick. So essentially, it's a dead axle assembly that, if you're familiar with sheet doors at all, it's a dead axle assembly. We'll go to a 14 by 14 on it. It's got 3-inch curtain engagement guides, that hence the model number 1270. Just again, nomenclature internally, it's on a 12-inch diameter drum and it has 7 inches of curtain. So the guides are approximately 3¼ inches deep, just set just inside of flush on your jammed openings. We have the options of storage locks, your typical exterior mounted latch for self-storage. We also have the option, if you have a man door on a facility and you access it that way, we have the option to put kick locks on the bottom of it, just 100% interior access. Obviously, we have chain hoist options, motorized options, keyless entry options, about everything that you can think of there, because Tony was right. Craig pushed us a lot, not physically, though it was close sometimes. He pushed us good to get this product out into the market as quickly as possible. So we've tried to incorporate anything that we could think of. Again, I can't say enough how much we appreciate Craig and Brett and Tony and the sales group for helping us with the things that are needful to the market. Kudos to you guys. Great job. Look forward to seeing how many of them we can put out there.
Hey, Bray, real quick on the
Absolutely.
chain hoist thing, the one's a 4-to-1, one's an 8-to-1.
Yes, sir.
Can you explain that so that the customer, who is somebody who might be listening, will understand? I was actually just having a discussion with a guy he's in Alabama, and they're looking to put a bunch of these. It's a multi-function self-storage and boat and RV. And
Yes, sir.
he had some 10 by 12s on another job that came in without a chain hoist,
Yes, sir.
which makes it super difficult. And I was explaining to him that our new door is going to have both two different options on the chain hoist. And I know that one works faster than the other one, but
Right.
I didn't know if that was the 4 or the 8. So I didn't know exactly how to explain it to him. So I'm hoping you can let the people know, but I could use an education myself.
Sure. Sure. So I will start by saying first, there's an industry standard out there, an organization called DASMA, and DASMA develops industry standards, right? And according to the DASMA standard for sheet doors, anything larger than a 10 by 10 should come with some kind of a lifting mechanism, be it a chain hoist, be it a gear drive, be it an electric operator, anything like that. So anything larger than a 10 by 10 is going to be a standard. You got to choose one option when you buy a SteelBlue door. And the 8-to-1 versus the 4-to-1, Tony, you're spot on in that it's just the gear ratio, right? Essentially, for the 8-to-1, it uses a 7-inch sprocket on a 2-inch drive sprocket that's attached to the pulley assembly. And so it goes up about twice as fast as what an 8-to-1 does. So, in reference, if you're pulling a foot of chain on a 4-to-1, you're going to get about 4 inches of door opening out of every 1 foot of hand chain that you pull, as opposed to an 8-to-1, it runs half that. You typically see larger doors have the 8-to-1 chain hoist on it. Me personally, this is my professional opinion, I like the 8-to-1s. You have to pull the chain a couple more times, but it gives you a little better control. As a facility owner or manager, I'd prefer the 8-to-1s as well. Again, just because it gives you more control. You don't always know the individual utilizing that unit. Where you and I take pride in it, not everyone else would. So if you put an 8-to-1 on it, I personally think it increases the longevity of your door. It keeps people from just slinging it open or slamming it closed. That's just my professional opinion. But we do offer both, as I said, as well as electric operator kits. We've recently run into, just this week, we actually helped a customer out that was in a situation with another door manufacturer that was unable to put a motor on after the fact. So the customer bought said doors, and then after the fact, they decided that they wanted to put motors on them, and their options were super limited, and super limited to the point that they opted to go a completely different direction. Hence, they called SteelBlue, right? And so we're trying to help them out with the situation. We want to give maximum versatility for our product so that customer can decide what they want to do, how they want to do, and when they want to do. And so I'm excited to see if that's the way we designed our door for maximum versatility in that, up to and including chain hoist and motors.
So how's that an answer for 4-1 to 8-1, Tony?
Long-winded.
Yeah, how long do we have on this podcast?
Did it answer your question?
Yeah. Don't ask a door guy how something works.
Baby. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Don't ask
goodness.
a door guy how it works. We still laugh about it internally. So when we started up, our CEO, he asked about springing on a door and how that works. And I think it took me about 4 days to talk him through IPPT, right? So I tell you what, he knows what it is today, right? I know why that works and why it doesn't. So my bad, Brett.
No, that's all good.
Hey, so I have a question, Bray and Brad. So on the hardware package, I know that it's come up a couple of times with other vendors that we've used to supply our boat and RV doors. So what will we provide for a standard hardware package as far as right now we provide two handles with our doors? Will we do the same hardware package for these doors to allow them to have something to step on at the bottom to pull the door down and latch it?
Like on our current smaller doors, we use the little mini clips. This one will have a step plate, so it's a much wider plate for them to use a step on, and it'll vary on the different options of the door. Most of these may not have the standard latches on them. They use the slide locks on them, or we may end up supplying it with two locks, one on each side. That way we don't have that issue that we have as far as exterior doors and stuff. But yeah, and we're looking at ours coming with the mounting plates and all that stuff. We're going to use two mounting plates regardless of the door size, one on each side. And most industry standard, they did have a small one on one side, a big one on the other side for the drive side and stuff. So we eliminated that and make the same size plate for both sides. So it makes it a little bit more universal for us.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. I like that answer.
These are 99% exterior, so we're going bulb weather strip on these, right?
Yes.
Yep.
They will have the bulb weather strip on the bottom.
That's all we do.
That's right. So there's also options that we don't often think about, but Craig, I think about in your environment with some of the stuff out west. So I think it's important to mention that we have options like brush seal and things like that go along with these doors. When you get into a desert or a dusty climate, you have the Santa Anas out in California, right? So you have to deal with that sometimes. So we have multiple options to, I won't say seal off, but to limit the amount of airflow around the door. We also have an insulated option for this, right? We don't see it that much, but it's available. But yeah, I think those weather seals, the brush seals and things, I think you're probably going to see a lot more utilization of that with these boat and RVs, especially in some of those western regions where the dust and things are a potential issue.
Yeah, anywhere Texas West, really.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we were out on a project in Arizona, and those units were collecting about an inch to an inch and a half of dust a day. So
Wow.
yeah, so those brush seals will come in handy in those situations for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's a boat and RV storage unit and an interior greenhouse garden, right? So
Right.
that much dust and dirt coming in, so you grow some peppers or something in there. So
Yeah. The dirt's to cover up the scorpions.
that's right. That's right.
Bray, can you tell us about the warranties on the door?
Yeah, so we offer a 3-year parts and labor warranty. Again, we don't have any issues with that, right? We do a great job of manufacturing the door properly using high quality components from the onset. And I don't know of anything that we've had to replace due to a defective part at this point. And then there's, depending on the color, it ranges up to, I think, 35 years in some of the chalk and fade warranties. And again, depending on the color and things of that nature. But we certainly offer warranty information when you purchase doors from SteelBlue. There's warranty documents associated with it. But yeah, the 3-year parts and labor warranty, if you have an issue with something, we pride ourselves in making it right and making it right fast, right? That's what we hone in on. Our door goes up and down the way it should. And if for some reason it doesn't meet your expectation or satisfaction, we take care of it right away.
That's awesome. So does this door also come insulated?
We do have an option for insulation for it. Again, I don't know that we do a whole lot of them. I don't know, the sales guys can answer that more so than I. We use a Mylar backed insulation. It's more of a radiant heat barrier than it is a thermal barrier, but it does a really good job in obviously boat and RV storage in really sunny, hot climates. It does a really good job of repelling the radiant heat. The insulated products that we offer are probably more effective down in the south with the sun beating on it than they are in the north with the cold weather snow. But yes, we
Absolutely.
absolutely offer an insulated version.
Bray and I have looked at a lot of these over the last 25 years. On the sides of the curtain where it rolls into the guides, what did we end up deciding to do there? As opposed to, are we stapling to it? Or are we running PVC on the sides? What are we doing?
Yeah, we're actually looking at we're stapling an anti-stretch like a nylon belting onto the edges of the curtain on the
Okay.
back, and we'll have our typical wear strip on the front side of the door on the
Got
guide
it.
itself.
So that'll help guide it through the guides without metal on metal that way.
Yep, yep, for sure.
Correct. Yeah, there is no metal to metal contact in the guide
Mhm.
travel. So the painted side rides against a self lubricating wear strip that's attached to the guides, and the primer side rolls up on the wear strip that Brad was talking about that's stapled to the curtain. Pretty slick, actually.
That'll help it from coning or doing anything like that too.
Yeah, our quality aspect as to how we put these together, Tony, to your point, that seems to be the Achilles heel for a lot of these bigger doors is the
Sure.
coning, rolling crooked, right? Whatever. And depending on who you ask, they'll call it one thing or another. But we go through a lot of pains to make sure that we're rolling the doors up square and straight, even to the quality control aspect of how often we check the panels for squareness. We're checking every 50th sheet coming off of a roll former. It's hard to get much more consistent than what you get off of a roll former, but we still stop every 50 sheets and check for squareness, do a thorough quality control inspection on it, as well as we will take random doors off the floor and just go and install them, making sure that everything's doing what we say it's going to do. And so thankfully, we have a pretty robust deal there. We have some goals internally that we try to set. And I was proud to say when we finished Q2 from the manufacturing quality aspect of it, we finished it. We're doing it right 99.6% of the time. And that's astonishing in a manufacturing environment. So kudos to the team that assembles these doors. They're doing a fantastic job.
So I have a quick question for Bray and Brad. So I know with our current mini doors, we have the live axle, and then we also have the open drums. Can you explain the difference of this new design and what we've done there for our customers that are getting our regular mini door now? What are the differences as far as the drums go that they're going to see with this new commercial door?
Yeah, on boat and RV door, it's going to be a dead axle compared to the live axle on the 9530. So this will get basically saddles up on the T brackets, so you clamp the axle down so the axle doesn't turn. The drums themselves have bearings installed inside of them, so they'll spin around the actual axle itself. And with the 1270, we're doing a barrel assembly, so it's a spiral duct basically that encompasses the drums themselves, so that it helps make it a better product from not getting the twist of the door, helps it roll up straight, and you can also eliminate the number of drums that are needed for the bigger size doors as well.
Yeah, it also creates these larger doors, obviously, like Texas, right? Everything's bigger in these big doors. So the springs and things that are associated with that, they're much larger. And you want to make sure that you amply support those. And by doing that closed barrel assembly, some of the doors that we build are going to have 3 and 4 springs on it. And so you can't do that. It's the mechanics of it. It's not physically possible with a live axle assembly. So the mechanics of it requires you to go to a dead axle assembly. And Brad was spot on with how that deal works. It's a really smooth operating door.
Perfect. Thank you.
What colors can we expect the door to come into?
These sales guys can answer that for sure, but it's the full color line, right? And supply chain will tell you that if you order enough of them, we can make any color you want.
Awesome.
We work hard to do that as well.
Is there anything worth mentioning on the install side?
I will tell you that these doors are more of a commercial line product. They're very robust, very large in some cases. When you're talking about up to a 14 by 14, that's a pretty robust product. It is not what I would call the do-it-yourselfer. So I would be remiss if I didn't suggest that any install of these are done by a trained door systems technician. They are very large. They are very heavy. And when installed properly, they will last you forever. And that's probably the biggest thing. It's imperative that things like your brackets are level. Tony, this being in the door industry for a long time, you can build the perfect door, but if it's not installed properly, it's not going to roll up and down straight. So the process of installing the bracket assemblies and just the structural integrity of the facility that you're attaching it to, all of that's paramount. And again, a trained door systems technician, they're going to know and understand the things that they need to ensure are correct for the highest quality product.
Yeah, along those lines, if the customer chooses to have SteelBlue Construction do their installation of the regular small doors and now the boat and RV doors, all of our staff technicians will have that capability of installing those as part of our system across the board. So,
If the customer chooses to use their own certified installer, will we be producing an install video to go along with this product? And when do we expect to have that available?
So we have the installation instructions, the paper copy of the installation instructions done. We will, of course, attach paper copy instructions. The video stuff is something that's currently in the works as to how we get that accomplished and accomplished accurately. And so, yes, that is our ultimate goal. We're not quite there yet. But again, as we train people on installing these products, the first time they do it, they'll read the instructions, and the second time it becomes second nature, right? So they know what to do. We laugh about it. I'm like the worst one to review instructions because I think everybody knows that this bolt goes on at this time. And so I'm probably the world's worst at that. But yes, our goal is to provide all of that documentation. The next fun, I don't want to jump out ahead here, but the next fun thing is when we start doing all the wind load criteria and things
I
for
dare
this,
you.
right? So
let's save that for another podcast. All right.
yeah,
Yeah,
I was going to be the one pushing on that.
Everybody's already salivating, so let's not get
That's
too
right.
far.
I was about to say, are you teasing us with what's coming next, Bray?
Oh, just get ready.
oh, you
Just
opened
get
that can right there.
You might mute his microphone right now.
Yeah, you should probably mute me. Even this morning, Brad and I have already spent hours together on the phone this morning on Teams calls talking about product evolution. That's one of our core values is the evolution. And so we're just ecstatic about what's coming up, not only in the self-storage realm, but just in the door market in general. We're super stoked. Teaser, right? There you go. So,
I
trailer
like it.
coming soon.
It's exciting.
So
You don't move forward by sitting still, do you, Bray?
that's right, man.
Stay tuned.
So this is a question more for Craig and Tony. What have your customers been saying about this door in the market today? I'm assuming that they know that this door potentially is coming from SteelBlue soon. Are they excited, or are they looking for from us? Anything you can share there?
I'll real quick, Craig, just because you have all kinds of people talking about it, but I will say, literally today, I talked to two people about specifically boat RV doors. One in Georgia, one in Florida. It's happening, even if you're not out in the flatlands where Craig's at, where everybody wants these things. I'm getting calls daily on it, but Craig has everybody calling in.
Yeah, so it's a regular topic of conversation in my meetings with my builders is when is it going to be in-house and when is it going to be available? I just had a meeting yesterday with one of our big customers, Forge, and that was one of the main things is now your doors, our 9530 doors is the best mini door in the market. Now, when is our 1270 door going to be out there and available to them? And frankly, we're kicking that off at the SSA show here in a couple of weeks. And I've invited all of them to come out, roll the door up, to check the door out, and just get a look for themselves and touch it, tell us what they like about it, what they don't like about it. The big thing is when is it going to be available is the question that they have. And right now we're waiting for that to give them that information. So it's more of a stay tuned, but it comes up in every conversation that I have with my customers. So they're very excited about it. They're excited that we can control that in-house, like I was saying before. So we have 100% control underneath SteelBlue to provide that product to them on time, in full, and now they'll have the best RV door in the market. So they're excited.
Do we have a date when it will be available?
We've already started quoting them now. So, of course, you can imagine we had to purchase some equipment for this to get the productivity levels up where we need them to be. So we're actively waiting on the last couple of pieces of equipment. So I suspect that these start going into the field. It could be in that 60 to 90 day range. That's pretty aggressive, but that's our plan, right? That's what we're driving to do is within the next 60 to 90 days. I hope to solidify some of that maybe before this week's out. If not, the first part of next week, we'll have that solidified again because of some of the additional equipment that we had to purchase. We're waiting on someone else, right? It's unfortunate, but it's where we are, right? This is our last stint of having to do that. And so as soon as we get that delivered and set up, then we'll be ready to rip.
Very exciting.
Mm-hmm.
So, question, has this door always been this popular, or has there just been a recent push for this door? Just curious.
It's always been popular. It's yeah, absolutely. They've been building boat and RV storages way before any of us were around. It's definitely a popular product and something that goes hand in hand with storage facilities. There's a need out there, and we have that need covered now. So I'm excited for the opportunity to win more projects and be more successful in that realm of storage.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's cool how you see the variety of what a boat and RV storage looks like. Being from North Georgia here, there's a couple of little small lakes. So you drive by and it's essentially a pole barn type structure with 12 by 14s on it and they're 40 feet long. But I have seen some of those structures out west and such. I think we were talking earlier about Lake Tahoe. That looks like the Taj Mahal of boat and RV storage around there, right? $1 million boats in there. So I think it's cool to see the nuances from location to location. Much different putting a John boat in it versus a yacht. And so it's just cool to see those things.
Yeah, I think the other thing that we haven't talked about is storage condos. They're big out west. Idaho, I drive by, just driving in here, I drove by 6 facilities that have storage condos that are basically for the contractors or the small businesses that need a facility to store their equipment or their offices. So storage condos is another big one that's not a boat and RV, but that's another industry that we can tackle and provide these doors on.
Is that like a small business kind of thing, Craig, where they have maybe an office or two in the front corner and then just have essentially a
Yeah,
storage?
they're different. So a lot of them, like one of our customers has a facility here in Idaho that it's just strictly a storage facility for guys to have like their mini man caves. So they have their electric cars stored in there. They have their boats stored in there. They have their diesel pusher stored in there. But it's a larger unit. It could be a 1,500 square foot unit or it could be 1,000 square foot unit. But it's basically a toy storage is what it is.
Right.
So I just added storage condo to my wish list before I die. So I need a storage condo for all the toys that I don't have yet, right?
They call it a
Right,
pole
absolutely.
barn, right? It's a pole barn in Rockmart. That's
Yeah,
the difference.
that is true. That is true.
Yeah, Craig, they have a lot of those here in Kansas. You see a lot of them through the Midwest here as well. Very popular.
Absolutely. Now this door allows us to go after those
Yep.
projects as well.
Absolutely. As will this teaser commercial product line.
Yeah, for sure. It's funny how we evolve. It's exciting, man. It's super exciting.
Well, guys, is there anything else you would like to share with our listeners today?
I think we're excited to roll this store out in a couple of weeks. Really, really anxiously awaiting just putting this in front of the customer base to let them see what we've been working on for all the time that's gone by.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like rolling it out at the show makes it real, right? We've been talking
For
about
sure.
it for a long time, and now we actually have a product that we can bring to the show and allow our customers to touch it and see that it's a for real product that's on its way to the market.
Yeah, 100%. We're excited about it from the product development side. Again, Brad's done an amazing job of the nuts and bolts, so to speak, down in the weeds, the finite elements of it. And so he's done a fantastic job there. And again, just the feedback from the sales team and the people out pounding the pavement telling us this is important to us. This is what we need. This is what we need it to look like. I suspect that when it's debuted at the show, a lot of people are just going to say, hey, thank you. Thank you. We've been waiting, right? We're excited. Let's go. I'm sure there's always improvement to a product line, but we try to do a pretty thorough job of making sure that we fulfill all the needs in the market with this door. So we're super excited about it.
And we've got a lot of industry experience on this phone call, and we've seen a lot of doors that have been the same for 20, 25 years. And one of the things that this allowed us to do was be innovative in the parts and pieces that Brad chose to make this door better. We want to be that next level for the market, for the customer base.
Yeah.
And that's definitely evident in this product.
Yeah, and it's Brett, you're spot on. It's the little things, right? It's the little things that the installer appreciates, and
That's right.
bigger, better, faster. And so he's done a great job of incorporating some small things in there that just help with the user friendly aspect of it. So again, kudos. So I'm excited to see you guys in front of that door next week
Yeah.
or week after next.
Absolutely.
About
So
10 days.
Absolutely.
pretty stoked about seeing it
2
happen.
weeks from yesterday. Let's go.
Yes, let's go. I like it. Let's go.
Thank you so much for joining the podcast today. I encourage you all to visit our website at www.steelbluebc.com to check out more information on the door and visit us in Vegas at booth 455. Thank you.